Es langweilig dich? Are you bored? Hat Goldstein gefragt. Goldstein asked. Nein, adraba, no, on the contrary, hat Meyer ihm versichert. Meyer assured him. Es ist stark interessant. This is really interesting. Goldstein hat vorgesetzt. Goldstein continued. Mit der Verstehen und Wissen, you need to understand and know, als wenn es handelt sich wegen Chiyune, that when you're dealing with chiyuna can mean livelihood, it can mean food. I'm not sure what it means in this context. Verbeugt men men verguckt Sachen. You have to be flexible and overlook a lot of things. Men gurt sich an mit onashir geduld. You've got to gird yourself with no end of patience. Aber es gibt Tag, wenn es glüßt sich mir, Tonnerwurf das Breit. But there are days when I just feel like throwing the bread und das Fleisch und not life, and to throw away the bread and the meat and run off. Wohin? Whither? But das is die Zara. Now that is the rub. Man is in Gefangenschaft by der Neut. We are prisoners of our need. Der Kampf ums Dasein. This is actually German. Kampf ums Dasein. The struggle to be here for existence. Halt euch in Klemm. That struggle holds you in its jaws. Und ob es ist nicht da, wo zu antläufen, and if you have nowhere to run off, fehlt ihr oft, you often have the feeling, wie anzunehmen a Kund fahren Gurgel, to grab a customer by the throat and geben a guten Drick and give him a nice squeeze. Goldstein hat still geschmeichelt. Goldstein smiled silently, und Meyer hat gelacht auf den Call. And Meyer laughed out loud. Ablosen Paare, eh? I'm just shooting the breeze, huh? Literally, let out
Wait a minute.
steam.
I would have thought letting off steam.
Yeah, well, Paare is steam, shooting the
It's just
breeze.
like you're letting off steam.
Yeah, perhaps. Although I'm not sure that that expression works in Yiddish. So, ablosen Paare, literally to let off steam. Yeah. Goldstein hat gesagt. Well, Goldstein said, Mach mis was, erzähle ich euch das als. So why am I telling you all of this? Mein Kavana is, my purpose is, as ihr sollt begreifen die Schwierigkeiten, that you should have a concept of the difficulties, welche stehen vor jeder Immigrant, which are in which occur, and I can get a better verb than occur, for every immigrant, bis es gelingt sich zu der Schlugen zu etwas, until he manages to pull himself up. That's a idiomatic translation, not a direct translation. Meyer hat gesagt. Meyer then said, Mein Vater ist schon 8 Jahre in dem Land. My father has been in the land, in the country now for 8 years. Und hat noch als sich nicht der Schlugen zu etwas Mamsche sticks. And he still hasn't gotten to the point of anything realistic, of substantial. Arbeitet schwer und was hat zu weisen der Fahrer? He works hard, but what does he have to show for it all? Euer Vater, hat Goldstein gesagt. Well, your father, Goldstein said, is nicht der Einziger. He's not the only one. A größer Prozent Immigranten, a large percent of immigrants, ausgerissen von their Heim und Zwiebel, ripped away from their home and neighborhood, können bestimmt Eufen sich nicht einordnen. They can in no manner get themselves settled in und einleben and to become accustomed in a neue Umgebung, a new, no, Umgebung. That's a weird word. What does it mean?
Environment.
Okay, it sounds like it might be German. Okay, in a new
You
environment.
know,
Thank you.
one thing I've noticed in this text, I guess because I'm comparing it with the Shalom Aleichem text, is there's so much German in it.
Uh-huh. Well, it maybe is a characteristic of when it was written, because there was a time in the early 1900s when people thought it was highfalutin to use German words. All right. So, where was I? Uh, okay, in einer Umgebung, in a new neighborhood. Es ist a Tragödie, and that is a tragedy. Wieder andere, wie fish. On the other hand, there are other people, like fish, was man hat gefangen und man warft sie zurück in Wasser, that have been caught and thrown back into the water. Schwimmen takef avec, lustig zurück. They swim immediately away, happily. Azoi gefinnen sich a tail immigranten, and that's how some immigrants are. Sie orientieren sich gich. They orient themselves quickly in der neuen Zwiebel, in the new surroundings. Und in a kurzer Zeit, and in a short while, progressieren sie schon. They progress already, geistig und ökonomisch, both spiritually and economically, and with respect to economics. Ihr seid gekommen zu Freund. Did you come to relatives? Freund with a Dalet is friends. Okay. Did you come for to friends? Hat Meir gefragt Goldsteinen. Meir asked Goldstein. Nein, ich hab da nicht kein Freund. No, I don't have any friends here. Ich bin da gekommen nicht machmesneid. I arrived not because of need. Ich bin gewesen a Lehrer. I was a teacher. Und mein materielle Lage is gewesen mehr weniger gesichert. And my material situation was more or less certain. Aber azoi wie die zarische Melucha hat nicht maskim gewesen, but since the pre-Soviet, the Russian, the Tsar's government was not did not agree mit meiner Meinungen, with my points of view, und politische Anschauungen, a great German word, and my political points of view, habe ich beschlossen. That's why I decided, bis der Zar und seine Meshorsim wollen sich überzeugen, and until the Tsar and his assistants will convince themselves, as ich bin gerecht, that I'm the one who's right, will ich derweil chappen a cook off Africa. So, meanwhile, I'll take a glance at Africa. Da habe ich gewollt fortsetzen mein Professia. Here, I wanted to continue my profession. Aber ich hab gich ausgefunden, but I quickly found out, as die Higejiden, but the Jews here, nötigen sich nicht in kein qualifizierte Lehrers, do not have any need for qualified teachers. Sie dürfen Daradeki belamden. They need grammar teachers, or teachers for young children. Hab ich sich genommen zu Treierei. So I betook myself to, what does it mean by Treierei?
That's something that Yankov told us about last week.
Peddling. It's a
That was like,
peddler. It's a peddler, someone who tries one thing and tries another thing, and
trying
finally he
things.
succeeds.
I
I
see.
know this from my family background.
Okay.
Dad
So,
was
South
behind,
Africanism, isn't it?
yeah, it's a South African.
and is
South
this taking
African.
place? Is this taking place in South Africa?
Sorry?
Where does this all take
Yes,
place? It is South Africa.
it
Good.
takes
I'm
place in Johannesburg.
Okay, good. I'm coming in the middle, so I need to know that. Okay, I'll read just a little bit more than I have to run. Zufällig habe ich da getroffen meine Landsfrei. Just as an accident, I happened to come across a woman from the same place. Sie ist schon eine Sachjahren da in Land, and she's been here a long time. Sie hat es mir geraten. It was she who advised me. Ich soll sich nehmen zu herumtragen Fleisch mit Breit. That I should try out the job of peddling, I guess, bread and meat. Ich bin noch weit von sein ökonomisch und finanziell gesichert. So I'm far from being economically and financially certain. Aber ich hab genug, für sich, but I have enough, both for myself, an übrigen Pfund zu schicken heim zu meiner Familie. And I have an extra pound of money to send home to my family. Good, I'm going to have to stop here. So,
Okay.
a grüß euch alle und seid gesund.
Okay. Can I ask you a question about the word garrotten? Oh, he's gone already. Okay. Too bad. Okay. I always think of the word garrotten as successful.
Successful, to succeed at something.
To succeed at something. Sie hat mir geraten. How does that come to mean? She advised me.
It also means taking after, like garrotten. A child is garrotten in the tata, in the father.
Yeah. But here
Yeah,
he specifically he translated Sie hat es mir geraten, ich soll sich nennen. And I always think of like a garrotten child, like a successful child, something of that kind.
yes, the word actually comes from ratten, to advise.
Ah, so that's the word. The word is actually rotten, to advise.
Yeah, ratten, to advise.
And so the garotna child is the advised child.
She advised that she gave him advice.
The child who takes advice. All right. Okay, I'll read a bit here. Okay. So, I have a bit to send to my family. By the way, this is session 4. We should all know where we are. Okay, a Zeit seien sie beiden gesessen still. So for a little while, Goldstein and Mayer sat quietly. Mayer hat schon gehalten in Sinnen zu gehen heim. Mayer was already thinking that it was time for him to go home. Goldstein hat wieder ungeheuben reden. Goldstein, he wanted to talk. So he started to talk again. In materiellen Sinn, wie ich hab schon gesagt, I guess on the physical, on the material side, though I don't know why the word Zin is used there. If somebody could help me understand that, I would appreciate.
Yeah, Zin in the sense of the material aspect.
Yeah, the material aspect, not meaning the sun. On the material side, as I have said, kann ich sich nicht klagen stark. I shouldn't be crying. Es wird sich bessern. It's going to get better. So on the material side, I'm not doing too badly. Aber geistig und kulturell verliere ich. But on the spiritual and on the cultural side, I am lost.
I would understand geistig in this context as the intellectual side.
Okay, I think that's correct. That's right. Certainly he's talking about the intellectual side. He's not such a spiritual fellow. So on the intellectual and on the cultural side, I feel lost. Beim heutigen Tag in Afrika, is Afrika a geistiger Midbar. On the today, Africa in the intellectual, it is an intellectual desert, a Welt von heulen Materialism. It's a land of complete materialism. Now this word, in Gieng, I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Gieg.
gieg, and that means to
In
the
pursuit,
race, in the race,
in pursuit of.
in pursuit nach dem Gold, verstoßt men und men verstupt einer dem zweiten. In the pursuit of gold, everything is repressed, put down, and one person pushes against the other. And it's such a competitive society in a materialistic way. That's the way he sees it. To live out dem Gold is England befallen die kleine Boren Republik. And because of the gold, England fell on the small republic of the Boers.
It was attacked. I think Bafallen is attacked.
Attacked. Okay, right. So attacked.
Because
So
he's,
here we're right
he's
in the middle
referring
of
here. He's
the
referring
time
here
of
to the
of the
Anglo-Boer War.
between England and the Boer Republic. Jetzt ist der Boerenvolk physisch und geistig untergedrückt. Now the Boer people, the Boer nation, is physically and emotionally repressed. Men sucht mir, als die Boeren haben schon gehabt, angefangen legen dem Fundament für eine eigene Traumafrikaner Literatur. It has been said to me that the Boers had already started to lay the foundation for their own South African literature. Is that true, that they were so advanced, or they were more culturally? Yes?
Yes, they had started at this time in the beginning of the 20th century. They'd begun to create a literature, and they were moving away from Dutch to Afrikaans, which is the modern language.
Okay, so they had made a progress in that area. Jetzt seien die Boeren zertummelt, verzweifelt. Now the Boers are confused and verzweifelt, like bothered, verzweifelt.
Despondent.
Say again.
Despondent.
Despondent. They're confused and despondent. Avada vet der dosige matzav nit anhalten. Certainly the current situation will not continue. As vetzig ändern, it's going to end. Die Boren wollen sich
change.
Say again.
It's going to change. It's going to change.
Things will change. It's not going to remain as it is right now. Die Boeren wollen sich ausstuchen. They will become lively again. Wollen sich wieder stellen auf die Füße. They'll again stand up on their legs. Und unheben schaffen von der Snai, and they'll stand up on their feet after this period of difficulty, and they'll begin to create again von der Snai, from the beginning, I guess from the start. Die Engländer und die Jiden und Menschen von anderen Völkern, the English and the Jews and people of other nations, welche leben da in Land, who are living here in this land, wollen gewiss euch beitergehen sehr hellig. They will also change their part. Aber derweil is der allgemeine Kulturmatzav treulicher. But in the meantime, the the general cultural situation is a pathetic one, a sad one.
Mm.
Male
Yeah,
hat
this
aufgehoben.
Nechama, this word beitragen is they'll contribute.
Say again, they will.
Beitragen, they'll contribute.
They'll contribute. Beitrugen. They will contribute their part. But in the meantime, the general situation is a pathetic one, a sad one. Meir hat sich aufgehoben. Meir stood up. Ich bin nicht sicher, hat gesagt, sie ich will treffen dem Weg heim. I'm not sure, he said, that I'm going to be able to find my way home. Ich will euch begleiten. I will accompany you. Hat Goldstein sich euch aufgeheben. So Goldstein also stood up because he was going to accompany him home. A Dank für eure Freundschaft hat mir ihm gegeben die Hand. I thank you for your friendship. And Meir gave him his hand. Wir wollen sich oft sehen, hat Goldstein gesagt. We're going to see each other often, Goldstein said. Halt sich nicht von weitem. Don't hold yourself far away. Don't hold yourself afar. Ihr könnt mir treffen bei Salmenen in Jatke. You can always find me in the butcher shop by Zalman's butcher shop. Ihr könnt reingehen zu mir jeder Abend, and you can come to me every evening. A halbe Jahr ist schon geschlafen, wenn Meir ist gekommen zurück. Half of the yard, what was the name of the yard that they lived in again? Someone remind me?
Yeah,
Sorry?
Shamus's yard.
Oh, Shamus's yard.
That's-
Shamus's yard. How could I forget? Half was already asleep by the time that Meir came back. Sein Vater ist noch gewesen wach, but his father was still awake. Ist gesessen und etwas verzeichnet in a Bichele. He was sitting and keeping himself busy in a book. Was legst du sich nicht schlafen? Hat Meir gefragt. Why don't you go to sleep? Meir asked him. Es ist doch schon spät. It's already late, his son says. Ich bin gewesen bei Goldsteinen. I was at Goldstein's house. An interessanter Mensch, a very interesting man. Arbeitet euch schwer. He also works hard. All right, I'll stop there.
Just a mention about verzeichnen in Abichel means to note something down in a little book.
So he was actually like writing in a book. It
Yeah.
isn't that he was reading
He
a
was-
book. He's writing
This was
verzeichnet, like marking in a book.
This was such typical behavior of people who were peddlers. They had to note everything down. They worked very hard. I mean, I've seen it. So it's like reliving it.
Verzeichnet. Very good. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's right. He was marking in a book.
Wer arbeitet nicht schwer in dem Land? Who doesn't work hard in this country? A viele die Reiche arbeiten schwer. Even the rich people work hard. Zu vergrößern their Vermögen, to increase their wealth.
Possessions.
The
Sorry?
thing. Mhm.
Okay, could you move, Marcia? I lost that line. You got to come back up a little bit. Thank you. Ich habe gerechnet, meine Verdiensten waren Chodesh, Kapet, Kapetschke, besser fahren vorigen Chodesh. I'm sorry, could somebody help with that sentence?
Ja, so ich habe ausgearbeitet I've worked out my earnings for the month.
Yeah.
A
Doing a
kapitschke
bit
besser,
better.
a tiny bit better than the previous month.
Oh,
So that
thank
really
you.
shows how he's marking things down in his booklet there. Yeah.
Ja. Ich will können schicken der Mamen mit a paar Pfund mehr dem Chodesh, and I'll be able to send mother uh, a, um, a few pounds more in this month. Mehr hat Wacht in Mitternacht und mehr nicht gekonnt schlafen. Meir stayed awake in the middle of the night and he couldn't fall asleep anymore. Ist gelegen und sich zugehört zu die Tritt von Bapodgeweste Pferd. He was lying in bed and he was hearing the pounding of the footsteps of what are Bapodgeweste?
Yeah,
It's
it's
horses,
the
but what kind of
horses
horses?
that had horseshoes on.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
A potkiva is a horseshoe.
Oh, thank you. The horses with their horseshoes on. Was seinen gelaufen über den Gas, who were running in the street. Und zum Räusch von a Goldgrove, was hat sich gefunden, nicht weit. And he was listening also to the sound. Was ist a grub?
A grub is a mine, a gold mine, the sounds of a gold mine.
Sound of a gold mine, which was located not far away. Aber hat nicht gewusst, von wannen das Räuschen kommt, but he didn't know where this noise was coming from. Fabrik, a factory, hat beschlossen, he figured it must be a factory. Sein Vater ist geschlafen, his father was asleep. Hat schwer getempt und
Geottemt.
hat schwer geottemt und gekrächzt in Schlaf. Is geottemt, is that snoring?
Breathing.
He was breathing heavily.
He was breathing heavily and ungekrächzt, what is that?
And he groaned in his sleep.
Oh, and he was groaning in his sleep. Ist krank, he's sick.
A classic Yiddish word.
He's sick. Hat es gehackt. Warme in Meiers Much.
Moyer. In his mind.
In his mind.
Mm.
So it occurred to Meir that his father was sick.
The thought was going. It was sort of hitting in his mind. Hacken in sein Moyer. The thought was going over and over again in his mind.
It's heavy.
Thank
it's
you.
a heavy feeling for Meir that his father is sick. It's saddening for him.
Hat sich aufgehoben und ist still raus. He got up and he went out quietly. A weiße, warme Nacht hat gekinigt über den Stadt. A white, warm night hat gekinigt It was hovering over the city,
It rained.
rained over the
And
city.
from the word Kennig, a king. So it rained over the city.
Yeah,
Oh, that kind of
that's
rain.
right.
Reign, yes.
Mhm.
Hoch über ihm ist gehangen a lichtiger Stern, and high above him the bright stars were hanging. Punkt as a Stern fleckt der Zen jeden Abend stehendig in Tier von sein Heisel ergets in a klein Litvish Stettel. So he used to see the same kind of stars uh, every evening uh, in the doorway of his little house in his little Lithuanian shtetl. Hat geguckt auf den Stern und gebankt noch der Mamen seiner. He looked at the stars and he gebankt. He thought lovingly. Sorry.
Longed for.
Gebankt, and he longed yet again for his mother. Noch die Brüder und Schwester and his brothers and sisters. Noch der Oremer aber reiner Heim, and his poor but was meant reiner?
Clean.
Clean.
His poor but clean home. Was tut it's sein Mama? What was her mother doing right now? Sie liegt mistoma wach auf ihr bed. She was probably lying awake in her bed. Bank noch ihr Mann, missing her husband, noch ihm and missing him, Meiren. Und weg das Kischen unter ihr Kopf mit ihrer Tränen. And she was wetting the pillow under her head with her tears.
Soaking, yeah.
Der Tag is gewesen a warm. It was a warm day. Mrs. Zimmer is gewesen viel mit Menschen. Moshe's room was full of people. Landslight seiner gekimmen opnemen Größen von seine Heimen. In die Völker, wo es Bayer haben geschrieben. Well, landslide. What are landslide? Who?
People from the same place
From
where
his
they came
place.
from.
Like a landsman. A landsman.
Oh, so they lived there. So that they came opnehmen Größen von seine Heimat. They came to pick up things from their home.
No. It's greetings. Bruce.
Oh.
But
Oh,
how do you
Grüßen.
pronounce that? Do you pronounce that Grüßen or Grüßen? Yeah?
Grüßen. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
Griechen.
gruesome, yes.
Grüßen.
Yeah.
Greetings. Greetings.
Oh. In the Völker and the people.
No. The Peklach, the packages.
Oh, Peklach, you're right. I'm sorry. In the Peklach,
Goodie.
yeah. Yeah. Was weiter haben geschrieben that the women had written is sie schicken mit Meuren.
No, what he's saying here is that they were picking up the packages that the women who had sent them had written that they are sending them with Meir, as they schicken mit Meiren. These are
Okay.
the packages that people were told Meir is going to bring them.
Oh, okay.
You
Men
can
is
really learn the use of the final nun in this in this section. I mean, the final nun after the dative and the accusative, it's all over. So for those of us who need a grammar review, here it is. I always need it.
oh, so men is gesessen auf die Betten. They were sitting on their beds. Auf dem waldigen Tischl.
Wackeldicken.
Huh?
A wackeldicken.
Wackeldicken Tischl, the wobbly table. Auf der Ort and on the place.
No, air on
Of the air on the floor.
On the ground. I'm sorry. And auf dem Schwell at the entrance in Tier, at the entrance of the door. And hat geworfen the Reckler. They threw out their coats. Lois gebinden, untied the Schnupsen, the ties, and Sharet the Albel. So they find the Hemde bis über die Ellbogens. So they rolled up their sleeves over their elbows. Mische hat schon gehabt angegriffen kalte Kavune in mineral Wasser. Okay, verrückt in Zicker.
Frucht. That's Frucht.
Oh, Frucht, I'm sorry. Frucht in Zicker case. So he made some. Huh?
Zuckerkes.
Oh, what's that?
Sweet candy.
Oh, Chickala. Okay, yeah. So he made some mineral water and fruit and candy. Mir hat sich gesetzt auf a leidigen Kestel von Frucht und hat geantwortet auf alle Frages. So they sat down on a fruit case, and they were answering all the questions. Was haben sich geschotten auf ihm von alle Seiten. So he answered all the questions that were coming at him from all different directions. Jeder eine von der
Unwesentliche, those who are present.
And what was that word again? I'm sorry.
Unwesentliche, those who are present.
Okay. Hat genau gewusst. So they knew exactly. While Freuen oder Freund haben geschrieben. While the women or their friends wrote was in the Alteheim Titzach. So they were writing to find out what was going on back in the old country. Aber mir hat gemisst der Zeilen and über der Zeilen. So they talked about it and then repeated it. Hatuna gehat oder sich gegat. Oh, Chassan, so who got married or got divorced? In this.
Did we miss a line?
Right here, that sich geget, right? In Dame, Dershus, der Rab Dershus.
Drushes.
Huh?
The rabbi's drushes.
Oh, the drushes, those the rabbi's speeches.
Okay, but we can't see it. We can't see it because you'll have to move the page up. No,
Oh, yeah.
the other
Marcia,
Anyway,
the other way. Yeah, now we're there. Dembrovskis.
Okay. So there were the rabbi's drushes, right? The third line.
Yeah,
Okay. Seinen sei noch als traurig.
Trucken.
Huh?
Trucken.
Oh, tricken. Oh, they're dry.
Dry.
Some sei noch als dry. They're dry. Wie Heuvel Spetner. Heuvel Spetner. Oh,
Mm.
how's Heuvel Spetner doing?
no, no,
Wood shavings.
I don't
Dry
understand
as
the
wood
whole
shavings.
section. What's going on here? Those who I need more guidance. Those who were present knew, but because friends wrote what had happened, who got married, who was okay. They knew every little detail. Who got divorced, the rabbi's drushes, seien sie noch als Trocken. And what is that last phrase, or what is that last?
Yeah,
Sein,
this Heuvelspinner wood shavings. Are they still as dry as wood shavings? The
Oh,
rabbi's drushes.
it was really dry. In other words, it
Yeah.
went
oh,
down
are
the
they still
motion.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
dry? I see,
Yeah,
I see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The rabbi is boring.
Okay, yeah.
Nudity.
Now I got it. Thank you. I didn't get that.
Okay. Anybody want to take over?
Von Hubelspinner. Und der Bäder and the bathers
The
treibt
bathhouse attendant.
the
A
bedder,
bedder is a
bathhouse
bathhouse attendant.
the person who works there. Dank. Treibt noch als die Jingelaar, welche kommen gucken durch die Spalten von Boot, based die Weiber Bodensig. And this person, the bathhouse attendant, tries to drive away still, keeps on driving away the little boys who come to look through the cracks of the bathhouse from the bath while the women are bathing themselves.
Ah,
Oi Mayor hat der Zeta Zoins, was they hoben over here such gesehen Zoins. Ja. Zoins, was they hoben noch nicht gewusst, ist die Simca und Überraschung gewinn groß. So, if Mayor simply told such things, which they did not know, the joy was told them something new and interesting, I guess, that the joy and surprise would be great. They'd be very happy. Men hat gefragt und übergefragt. Men hat bedeuert, gelacht, gespaßt und in Geldsewet leuten Inhalt von der Passierung oder Incident, was mehr hat übergegeben. So one asked and this questioned and I guess re-questioned, and one spent I guess time on it and laughed and they joked about they had fun from everything that he was telling them according to the content of whatever this event was, that the event or incident, I guess, whatever he's talking about, Mayor, was they enjoyed talking and laughing about it.
Men hat bedoelt.
Yeah, I don't know how to
That
best way to translate that. They just endured.
Again?
I mean, they.
No, the Badoiran is to regret.
Oh yeah, Badorian, to Badorian, of course. Yeah, that's right.
again, excuse me, I
yeah.
didn't hear.
Wait, excuse
Yeah,
me. Can you
What
repeat
is
that?
it, Bianca?
Yeah.
What is that gedeuten?
Badoiran
to
is to
regret.
regret.
To regret.
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 Correct. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Does anybody know what Geltsevet means, because I couldn't find it in a dictionary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a
Yeah.
late or a clown, you know, late,
Mm.
late of, yeah, late of, yeah. It's to stop or be a clown. So in fact, they were
Bilge.
laughing.
Lates of it. Okay. Yes, you're
Galettes of
quite
it. Oh,
right.
yeah, like a let's, like a clown. That
A
makes sense.
clown.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Galettes of it.
Yeah,
Act like a clown.
quite right.
Like a
Yeah,
spaßt und Galettes of it. Yeah, yeah. Say dank. That's a good way to translate that.
yeah.
So all these Verzerrungen and incident, these activities that he's relating, had a lot of fun talking about it. In jenem Moment hat man sich vergessen, wo man gefindt sich. In that moment, one like forgot where you were. Men is gewend zurück in der alte Heim. You're back again in the old country. Übergelebt von das nahe lang vergessene Geschehnissen. So you're reliving again these long forgotten events. Sich der Mondmenschen und Sachen, recalling people and things. Men hat sich gequickt mit bissel Achilles und Pilotkes. So you were kind of enjoying a little bit of gossip and I guess Achilles and Pilotkes are like the same thing in my mind. I don't gossip, you know, going on. So
Pliotkas?
um
Rechilus, I know, but what is Pliotkas?
Pilotkes is Achilles in my mind. It's just another way of saying gossip. I don't know what the difference would be to
It's
translate.
also it's a synonym for gossip.
Ah, nice. Pliotkas. Nice word.
Yeah. Anyone want to read next?
Well, Moshe, oh, sorry, were you suggesting?
No. I was
Well,
saying,
yeah. Moshe, Michael,
Oh,
yeah.
it's confusing. It's the
Yeah.
next. Moshe umgekehrt zurück zu der Wirklichkeit. Moshe brought everyone back to the reality. Hat gesagt, he said, wir lachen von die alte Gewohnheiten und Lebenssteiger. We are laughing at the old habits and life, the way you carry on your life. Aber sie ist gewähnt klug, szenarisch, falsch oder richtig, aber dem Fakt bleibt, als dort haben wir gelebt, ein ganzen Leben. Okay, but whether it was clever or foolish, false or correct, but the fact remains that there we lived a whole life, a complete life. Zusammen mit der Familie, together with the family, mit Gott und mit Leuten, with God and with people. Kinder haben gewusst, kids knew, as they haben taten, that they had a father. I'm not sure, well, Tatlicher means the real father, nicht der Eberster. Es ist gewesen ein Seder und eine Ordnung. There was order and Ordnung and Seder. Was haben wir da? What do we have over here? Sie mir vermogen gar Pfund mehr, whether we possess a pound more oder weniger or less. Alle leben wir zerstoßenem Leben. We all live a kind of colliding life, a collided life. Wir werden langsam abgefremdet von unseren Freunden und Kinder, Freund und Familie. We are slowly being alienated from our wives and children, friends and family, von alles, from everything was hat gehad a Wert in Leben, that was worthwhile in life. Salman hat ausgeschneit dem Nos mit a Hilch. Zalman blew his nose with a bit of an echo. Ich kann nicht was wissen, I can't decide. hat gesagt, he said, man darf sich freuen oder weinen auf das Alte und Vergangene, whether we should be happy or cry about the old and that has gone away. Meines Fakers nehmen sich bei mir gewiss davon. My doubts come definitely from this, was ich bin schon hübsche etliche Jahre in Africa, so my doubts arise because I have been quite a number of years in Africa, aber ich paint nicht, but I don't yearn, I don't long, I don't miss it. Nicht noch der alte Heim und nicht noch dem alten Lebenssteiger, neither for the old home nor for the old ways of living. Vor meine Augen stehen noch die kleine Hölzerne Häusler mit die streuenden Dächer. Before my eyes I still see standing the small wooden houses, huts with straw roofs, the blotters, the mud, der Geuschigtiger Dallas, the black poverty, der Ummet, the sadness, was is gelegen auf Alleman's primer, that was lying on everyone's faces. Ruft ihr das a ganzer Leben? Do you call that a complete life? Nein. Diejenigen, those, welche haben schon versucht, dem Traum von einem freien und besseren Leben, wollen sich mehr nicht umkehren zum friedlichen Leben. Those who have already tasted the experience of a free and better life will not want to go back to their previous life. Direct wegen Frumkeit, you talk about religiosity. Frum kann man sein euch in Afrika. You can also be religious in Africa. Is Moshe oder ich Mechalel Shabbos? To either Moshe or myself desecrate the Sabbath. And there are many such Jews who do not desecrate the Shabbos. We are exactly the same Jews as we were in the old home. So denkt doch jeder einer von uns zu bringen die Familie zu sich. The end of it all, everyone thinks, finally everyone thinks, every one of us think to bring the family over here to ourselves, to der neuer Heim, to the new home. Darf man sich einleben mit den neuen Bedingungen und aufhören lechzen noch das Alte. So we have to settle in with the new conditions and stop yearning for the old. Die Rede, is there anyone else who's still, or was it just Jacob?
It's just me to read.
So I'll do a few till the end of this page and then die Rede und die Geschichte haben sich verzeugen bis spät. The talk and the stories stretched out till late at night. Meir is gewesen verinteressiert. Meir is quite interested. Ihm hat sich das ausgemalt, wie Menschen gerettet wird von einem Schiffbruch, befinden sich auf einer Insel. It seemed to him, to Meir, that as if people that were saved from a shipwreck find themselves on an island, können sich nicht einordnen und warten auf die erste beste Gelegenheit, can't organize themselves and are waiting for the first and best opportunity, wenn es wird sich beweisen als Schiff, when a ship will appear, was would say bringen zurück heim, that will take them back home. Moshe hat sich aufgehoben. Moshe stood up, showing sight, he said, hat gesagt to go in Dublin, it's time to go and say Mincha, the afternoon prayer. Einige von die guests, some of the visitors zusammen mit Moshe, together with Moshe, Zalman and Zalman, when mehreren seinen Weg in der Richtung when Beis Midrash went in the direction of the synagogue. Okay, I think that's a good place for me to stop.
Okay. Ferreira ist gelegen, eingewickelt in ein Netz von adin-weißer Stäub. So this area, which was known as Ferreira, was wrapped in a net of thin white dust. Die letzten Strahlen von der untergehenden Sonne haben sich gewebt durch den Stäub. The last rays of the setting sun wove through the dust. Die Gassen sündig vernacht seinen Gewinn halbledig. The streets on a Sunday evening were half empty. Gruppes Jugendliche seien gestanden auf Roggen von Gassen. Groups of young people were standing on the street corners, haben geredet, gelacht, noch geguckt, vorbeigehendicke Freuen und Mädlich. So they spoke, they laughed, they watched women and young girls walking by, sich übergeworfen mit zweideutige Wörter und Bemerkungen. And they threw out to one another ambiguous words and remarks. Abgerissene Tenor von togloser Piano und von heiserig Phonograph haben sich getrogen von seitige Gassen. Snatches of notes from an off-key piano and the sounds of a hoarse phonograph wafted in from side streets. Ältere Männer und Frauen seien gesessen auf Gannikes und Bricklich. Older men and women were sitting on porches and stoops, geschmust, gegenetzt und geguckt auf das Pitzel Himmel. So they were chatting, yawning, and they were looking at the little corner of the sky, was is gehangen über see, which was hanging over them. In Mittengas haben sich gespielt kleine Kinder. In the middle of the street, small children were playing. Sich geworfen mit Steindlich, sich geschotten mit Samt. They were throwing little stones and they were pouring sand. Heimlose Hint mit die Ecken zwischen die Fies haben herumgeblonket zwischen die Gassen. Stray dogs with their tails between their legs were wandering around in the streets. Geschmeckt bei Tieren, genistert in mistkastens. So they sniffed at doorways and they rummaged in garbage cans. Balabatische Kie mit langen Ecken und voller Eiters haben sich geschleicht daheim mit gemostene Tritt. So, Balabatisha key. Stolid cows with long tails and full udders were geschleicht aheim. They were slinking home with measured steps. Haben sich abgestellt in Mittengas. They stopped in the middle of the street. Ungelegt kuppes warme Mist, and they deposited piles of warm dung. Gegangen weiter, and then they carried on walking. Schottens haben still herabgeniedert und sich zerlegt über den Stott. Shadows silently moved down and stretched over the city. Es ist zugefallen die Nacht. Night fell. Kapitel 6. Die Vorstadt Ferreira, wie mehr hat sie gekonnt, hat jetzt im Ganzen angeworfen dem alten Ponym und Charakter. The suburb of Ferreira, which Mayer had come to know, now completely lost its former face and character. Die Holz, this is when after night had fallen. Die Holz- und Blechhäuser haben gemacht Ort für Stein- und Ziegelgebäudes. The wood and corrugated iron houses had made way for stone and brick buildings. So this is the suburb had changed because these old corrugated iron and wood houses had been knocked down, and new brick houses had been built in their place.
But I don't understand. Is it like is he thinking ahead, or how does it change so fast here? Well, I don't understand
No,
how
I
this
think
is
some time has passed. And when he first got there, there were these corrugated iron and wooden structures, and those, some of them had been knocked down, and brick houses had been built in their place, stone and brick houses. So he's describing the changes that had taken place in this suburb. Auf viele 8 und 10 Gorendike. So even 8 and 10-story buildings had gone up. Große Geschäften. There were big stores, Fabriken, and factories. Euch die Bevölkerung hat sich gebeten, and even the population had changed. Der größte Teil Europäer haben sich verklieben in neuere und schönere Vorstädte. Most of the Europeans had moved to newer and nicer suburbs. Ferreira is heint bevölkert von Schwarzer. Ferreira now was populated by blacks, Schwarze, Bräune, Indier und Chineser. Blacks, brown people, Indians and Chinese. Die alte Ferreira, wie Meyer hat sie gekannt, ist gewinn lebendig. colierful, eigenartig. The old Ferreira, which Meyer had come to know, was lively, colorful, and had its own character. In die jiddische Cafés und Restauranten hat geräuscht und gebräuscht mit Leben. In the Jewish coffee houses and restaurants, they teamed and they were gebräuscht mit Leben. They teamed and were bustling with life. Dorten pflegen sich treffen Freund mit Freund, and friends would meet their friends there. Von früh bis spät is man dorten gesessen arum Tischler. From early until late, they sat there around little tables, getrunken Mineralwasser, and they drank mineral water, Tee, gespielt Korten, Schach, Dominoes, diskutiert, argumentiert, arrangiert Geschäften, Chassenes, gekrogen und gegeben Tipps für Racesfeld. So they drank mineral water and tea. They played cards, chess, dominoes, and they discussed and argued and did business deals, and they arranged weddings. They received and they gave tips for the horse races, informatia wegen Mädlich, and information about young girls. Von die dosige Cafés und Restauranten haben sich entwickelt und seien später berühmt geworden große Schach- und Kartenspielers. So from these cafes and restaurants, there developed and later they became famous great chess and card sharks, card players, Börse Spekulanten, stock market speculators, Seuchrim und Fabrikanten, businessmen and manufacturers. Dorten pflegen Schadchonim vernarren ältere reiche Bocherim, and there matchmakers enticed old rich bachelors, reingissen in sei onashirte, plying them with large amounts of tea, Lemonade und Raid, bis die Bocherim haben sich mehr nicht gekonnt helfen, so they plied them with large amounts of tea, lemonade, and talking until these bachelors could no longer hatten sich nicht und haben Maskim gewinnt. So they couldn't help themselves, and they agreed, Chassene haben mit die Mädel, they agreed to marry this young woman, was der Schatchen hat vorgelegt für sie, which the matchmaker had suggested for them. Und wenn a Griner ist Megugel geworden in Johannesburg und hat lange Wochen sich gespeist mit dem Stäub von Gassen, wartendig, bis es wird sich machen a Stelle, So, and when a newcomer, a greener, arrived in sort of literally rolled into Johannesburg, and for long weeks had gespeist mit dem Staub. He ate the dust of the streets, waiting until he could find himself a job. Is sein Mokum Menucha gewesen in a cafe or a restaurant. So his place of his resting place was one of these cafes or a restaurant. Is der Alter Ferreira in der Alter Ferreira hat gewimmelt mit Menschen. The old Ferreira teemed with people, welche haben sich herumgetragen mit großer Ambitions. These people who went around with great ambitions, haben geträumt schöne Chalomes. They dreamt wonderful dreams und gezertelt gute Hoffnungen, and they, as it were, cuddled great hope. Und Menschen enttäuschte, verbitterte, welche haben schon nicht geglaubt in kein Sach. And there were people who were disappointed and embittered, who no longer believed in anything, aber haben sich noch geklammert zum Leben, weil euch in Selbstmord haben sie schon nicht geglaubt. And nevertheless, they clung on to life because they didn't believe in suicide. Und es seien gewesen Massen, was haben sich gequält in Neut und Dachkes. And there were large numbers, masses of people who were, as it were, soaked in need and Dachkes and poverty. Menschen mit kleiner Hasogas, people with small achievements, or noch kleinere Forderungen, and even smaller Forderungen. I can't think of the word.
Demands, like a little demands or something. Yeah.
Ja, okay. Menschen, welche haben sich zufriedengestellt mit Pennies, haben sich gefreut mit Shillings und schier nicht meshuga geworden mit von Simcha mit Funden. These were people who were content with pennies. They were happy with shillings, and they nearly went mad from joy when it came to pounds. Und es seinen Gewinn heiser, wo große Families haben geschlafen in kleine, finstere Chadoremlich. And there were houses where large families slept in small, dark little rooms, haben selten gegessen mit bis satt, and they seldom ate to their full. Und Menschen, welche seien gekommen von der Arbeit mit dem Stempel von Teut auf ihre Pennemer. And there were people who came back from work with the stamp of death on their faces. Und Freuen und Mädlich, welche gehandelt mit seinen Körpers. And there were women and young girls who gehandelt, they sold their bodies. Ferreira, a Welt für sich, a Symbol von der ganzen Welt. Ferreira, a world on its own, a symbol of the whole world. And I think maybe that's a good place to stop.
Okay.